That's my real dashboard. 3 years on YouTube, 100 videos published, and 71 subscribers. Not a success story, something rarer one. An honest one, with every number on screen.
What is happening? I won't let this define me.
In this video you will see all the analytics of 3 years, the click-through rate when they were embarrassing, the videos that got only 6 views next to the one that have 172 views, the graphs from every side experiment I run, the shorts, the reels, the podcast, the extra channels, and the exact data that made me kill some of them. Because here's the thing about this experiment, and after 3 years I can call it properly. I didn't just test whether a channel could grow. I tested what happens to a person who keep building when the numbers give them nothing back. The channel data fits in a screenshot. What happened to the person is the actual finding. And there's one number buried in my analytics that changed everything. It's not views, it's not subscribers. It's the number that made 71 subscribers stop hurting. And when I found it, I stopped needing this channel to be big in order to be worth it. I'll show it to you at the end, on screen, when you have a context to read it. There is also an experiment in here that I ran twice and killed twice. And the second killing taught me more than most of my success. Year 1 first, the blind year. The channel didn't start as a strategy, it started as a place, what I'd survive. After addiction, after my mind stopped being a safe place. After years of therapy, started turning wreckage into understanding. I had things I knew and nowhere to say them. The channel was me thinking out loud.
You are the best, keep going.
Trying to say things clearly enough that a stranger like you could use them. The audience was theoretical, the need wasn't. The first video took months and not for editing. Worth $7 million per year, and his actual net worth is more than $150 billion.
I've been rich and I've been poor.
Editing is my profession. For filming. The first time I recorded myself, I couldn't look at the camera. I was afraid of my own face on the screen. I reshot sentences because of a flinch. Now the honest numbers. Click-through rate this year about 0.5%. 99.5 people out of 100 saw my thumbnail and chose anything else. Average view duration 10 to 30 seconds. People weren't watching. They were glancing and leaving. A video about Jung I was proud of. 11 views. A Hello Wood analysis. 6 views. And here's what I discovered about myself that year. I'd claimed the views didn't matter.
I see it now. The path is clear. No longer a mystery, just execution.
That I was making this to myself. Year 1 called that bluff. Every upload opened a window to a small anxiety, and I checked the numbers inside it like a man checking a slot machine. The metrics owned my morning. Eventually I built a rule about that, a specific replacement for the morning number checking, and it's still running today. I'll show it to you in the results. But first, year 2, the year I almost stopped, and the year I now know was actually built. Year 1 had beginner's energy, year 2 had nothing. The middle of a long thing is a specific place, the novelty is dead, the arrival is nowhere in sight, and the work asks you to keep investing in something that produces no visible movement. I almost stopped, not in a crisis, in the quiet way that things actually stops. Gaps between video stretching, rationalizations getting smoother, busy meaning afraid that this was all it would ever be. What kept me wasn't a faith in this channel. It was noticing almost against my will that I was getting better. Not the numbers, the craft. Better at thinking on camera, better at finding the sentence that carries the idea. Better at knowing what I believed versus what I was supposed to believe. Invisible to any viewer, completely visible to me. That was the year I learned what self-belief actually is.
Subscribe on ShigaPOV channel. Subscribe on ShigaPOV channel.
And it's not a feeling, it's a practice. The repeated decision to continue without external evidence that continuing is justified. Nobody hands it to you. The work builds it or nothing does. And if you are in your underground here right now, with anything, a channel, a body, a rebuild, this is the video to like. It genuinely helps to reach the next person in their bamboo phase. And comment what you are building that nobody sees yet. I read everyone. And this comment section is a no vanity zone. My numbers are literally on screen. Year 2 ended with a decision that looked like ambition and nearly broke me. I decided that if channel wasn't working, I simply wasn't doing enough. And the year 3 becomes a year of doing everything. Here's everything I tested with numbers and what each one taught me. Shorts on the main channel, 2 per day. The first shot pulled around 1,000 views. Launch boost. Then reality, 3 to 14 views per short, the platform calibrating. I also hit a stretch where impressions flatlined to 0. A technical anomaly, not a content verdict. And learning to tell those apart was its own education. Verdict reduced and monitored. Short stayed, the volume dropped because the completion rate, not the view count, turned out to be the only number there worth reading. Instagram Reels, 30 Reels in the first 9 days, over 3,000 views. Objectively my fastest moving platform. Kept because the numbers says keep, and that's the whole system now. The data decides, not my mood. The podcast episodes prepared, published on a schedule, and numbers came back to 0, paused without drama. Here's the reframe that took me 3 years to earn. Quitting a tested thing isn't a failure, it's the experiment succeeding. It produced a clear answer, and the answer was no. And the experiment I ran twice and killed twice. Extra channels. The first time, the second channel on another language, 2 more videos a week on top of everything. And within a month I heard the sound I know from harder years of my life, the early hum of burnout. I trust that rather completely now. I closed the channel and felt relief, and I learned to read that relief precisely. It's information. Then, recently I built the channels again, 2 music channels, 3 videos so far. But here's why this isn't the same mistake twice. The first time was a sprint logic, more as panic. This time it's a portfolio decision. Different asset, different effort curve, mostly systemized production. And with the hard rule attached, the main channel rhythm is untouchable. Same looking move, different machinery. Knowing the difference took both killings. And through all of it, the main channel itself turned click-through rates from 0.5% to nearly 2%. Average view duration from 30 seconds to 2 and more minutes. 4 times longer. Same face, same room, the difference was learning another structure. Open loops, stories cut before resolution, sections that end on tension. Watch time up 300% in the recent stretch. Small numbers, but every slope finally points up. So after 100 videos and every experiment, what's the honest ledger? The public column, 100 videos, 71 subscribers, a record of 172 views. Variants still wild. 172 views in one video and on another is 5 views. Subscriber conversion about 1%, half of healthy. Openly my number 1 problem to solve. By external metrics, a rounding error. The other column, a scripting system with the named repeatable structures. Packaging decisions baked by my own data. Instead of guru's rule, the publishing rhythm that runs whether I'm inspired or not. Skills that compound across everything. The editing, the writing, the scripting, all of it sharper because this channel demands them weekly. A newsletter where I'm writing a quieter parts. And the promised replacement for a morning checking, a standing rule, no analytics checking for 48 hours after upload, and weekly review instead of a daily spiral. The morning belongs to making things now. That single rule returned more hours than any productivity system I'd ever tested. About the quieter parts, some of what these 3 years taught me doesn't fit in video. The parts I say more slowly. Once a week I write them as a letter. It's called ShigaPOV letter. Free, link in the description and the pinned comment. And there's a workbook book with 30 questions from 4 years of therapy waiting there as a welcome. If this video feels like it's about you, the letters will too. And the one result that fits in no column. I can look at the camera now, go back to the man reshooting sentences because of a flinch and tell him that's nothing. So here's the number I promised, the one that made 71 subscribers stop hurting. It's this one, 100, published, not planned. And here's why it beats every other number on the dashboard. Every other metrics on this screen is something that the algorithm did. The views, the impressions, the subscribers, all of it decided by a system I can't control. 100 is the only number on this entire platform that I choose. 100 times, mostly on days when every other number says don't bother. The scoreboard YouTube shows measures what happens to the channel. That number 100 measures what happened through me. And the person who used to live in an escape, who once needed a reward machine running just to stay in the room, choosing unrewarded things 100 times in a row, that's not a content strategy. That's the experiment result. That's what 3 years actually built. The first time I filmed myself, I couldn't look at the camera. I was afraid of my own face on screen. 3 years and 100 videos later, I'm still here. Not because it got easier, because I stopped waiting for it to get easy. If you are building something small right now, something the numbers say to stop, here's the whole education in one line, the results will not arrive on your schedule. The belief will not feel natural before you earn it. And the person you become by continuing is the actual payment. Everything else is the evidence. Keep going, not because you know it will work, because the version of you that keeps going is someone worth becoming. Tell me in comments what you are building right now that you are not sure will work, and what's your number, the one you choose. I want this comment section to be where those numbers live. Subscribe for a personal growth journey that actually changes something. Press like and let's rise together. Have a good flight, fam.